hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Low Nose Boxing. Low Nose Boxing 24/7. I'm at work, so I gotta pull up and come up with a fresh video with some breaking news. You already know that the fight between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall has recently been postponed due to the fact that Josh Taylor recently suffered an injury. According to the reports, Josh Taylor is going to require 6 to 12 weeks to recover from that injury. His fight with Jack Catterall was initially scheduled for March 2023. So with that being said, 6 weeks to 12 weeks of recovering, we're looking at that fight possibly getting rescheduled for maybe, I say, anywhere between June to August. So that leaves me with this question. What's gonna happen with Teofimo Lopez? Top Ranks promoter Bob Arum has stated that he was looking forward to matching Teofimo Lopez somewhere in July against Josh Taylor for the title, assuming Josh Taylor gets past Jack Catterall. Recently, Teofimo Lopez Sr. stated that he does not want his son to sit on the shelf for 7 months, 8 months, and then go into the ring with Josh Taylor without having a fight in between. He wants to make sure that his son is ready all the way. Which leads me to this. Teofimo has a lot of options. Let's say Jack Catterall decides to just pull out altogether. Instead of waiting for Josh Taylor to recover, let's say Jack Catterall is willing to fight Teofimo Lopez. I mean, remember Keith Thurman when he was injured and all the inactivity? He got relinquished of one of his titles. So being that he got relinquished and stripped of that title, there's a possibility that Josh Taylor could also be stripped of his title. And then the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Jack Catterall could be for the vacant title. But if that doesn't happen, there's still more options for Teofimo Lopez. Let's say he fights 3 times. He's scheduled to fight 3 times in 2023, right? His father already said he wants April. And then a possible title fight with Josh Taylor, if Josh Taylor wouldn't have gotten hurt, would have been like in July or August. And then December is another fight date that Teofimo Lopez usually fights on, which is Heisman Night, Madison Square Garden. So if I was the matchmakers, right, for April, I would like to put together a Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Cepeda. That's an interesting fight. Jose Cepeda just came off of a 11th round TKO loss to Regis Prograis in a very exciting, very hard-hitting, action-packed fight. And that could be a barometer fight to compare Teofimo Lopez's performance against a Jose Cepeda opposed to what Regis Prograis did with Jose Cepeda. Plus there's rumors, rumbling, in other words, or chinche, that Regis Prograis might be fighting Sandor Martin next. Sandor Martin just went 12 rounds with Teofimo Lopez in a very competitive fight in December in Madison Square Garden. So let's say Teofimo Lopez fights Jose Cepeda in April. Assuming he wins that fight, he comes back, let's say April, May, June, July, August, right? Now in August, here are his options. He could either go for a title fight against Regis Prograis, assuming top rank Bob Arum is willing to do business with Probellum, which is Regis Prograis' promotional team. I don't think Bob Arum is going to take a chance and allow Teofimo Lopez to fight for that title, knowing that it's a dangerous fight, knowing that he could have Teofimo Lopez fight Josh Taylor instead, which is all in-house, which means Top Rank and Bob Arum will have full control of that fight. They will get all the benefits of it, opposed to risking losing Teofimo Lopez in a fight against Prograis, and now you don't have a super fight with Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor could be a pay-per-view fight down the road. So that's one option. I don't think that's going to happen. Then you have 2 more options. You have a rematch with George Kambosos. George Kambosos already stated that he's going to take a little break for 2023 because he already had 3 tough fights back to back. When he beat Teofimo Lopez, he took punishment, and then he suffered 2 losses to Devin Haney right after. So let's say George Kambosos is willing to come back for a Teofimo Lopez rematch in Australia in August. That's a big fight, and that's a very winnable fight for Teofimo Lopez, especially if he utilizes the right game plan. Because Teofimo Lopez is a boxer, puncher, counterpuncher, and he fights George Kambosos with the right game plan and gets that win. That's going to bring back the confidence that he needs, because there's a lot of speculation of where his head is at right now, meaning that he was caught on camera asking the question after the Sandor Martin fight, do I still have it? So George Kambosos is a possible fight for August. If not George Kambosos, they could do a Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Ramirez. That's a very tough fight, but that's also a very winnable fight for Teofimo Lopez, because Jose Ramirez is a come-forward Mexican-style fighter that likes to be aggressive, and he's willing to take in order to give. Teofimo Lopez, like I said before, likes to box on the outside. He uses his shoulder roll to counter with the right hand, shoulder rolls, counters with the uppercut, catch, shoot. He likes to do all those moves, and those counter-punching skills that he has would probably allow him to shine against somebody with the style of Jose Ramirez, right? So let's say he fights either George Kambosos or Jose Ramirez in August. Assuming he wins those fights, either of those fights, now we look forward to December. By that time, Josh Taylor would have already came back, and assuming Josh Taylor is victorious in his rematch against Jack Catterall, that was set up for a fight between him and Teofimo Lopez. And I keep looking to the right because I'm multitasking right now. I'm on my job, but at the same token, I'm on my job. My platform, giving you the breaking boxing news. So now we got Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor in December. Initially, Teofimo Lopez had stated that he would like to fight Josh Taylor in his soil in the UK. But if that fight is going to happen in December, that fight is better off happening in Madison Square Garden on pay-per-view during Heisman night. That's when Teofimo Lopez usually fights, in Madison Square Garden, in the big theater, Heisman night. That's a pay-per-view fight. If that fight is on pay-per-view in the UK, then that fight is going to be shown during the day due to the time difference between the UK and the United States. That's a fight for nighttime. That's a fight for a Saturday night. So here's my layout for Teofimo Lopez, being that Josh Taylor is injured. In April, Teofimo Lopez can take on Jose Cepeda, right? And then in August, he can take on either Jose Ramirez or George Kambosos. And then in December, he can fight for a title against Josh Taylor. That all remains to be seen. Nothing is etched in stone. I'm just a boxing fan speaking on what I would like to see from my point of view. So until next time, y'all enjoy your day. And once again, I gotta give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. I'm out.